Hey guys, it's me, Juan Arcas, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking to you guys on how to overcome social anxiety as an extrovert. And let me tell you guys, you people who are extroverted and who love people like I do get social anxiety. So I'm gonna give all of you guys some tips and some advice and everything to know on this topic. So, my first advice to tell all you guys on how to overcome social anxiety as an extrovert must be take a risk on meeting people. I don't suggest, if any of you guys are under 18, I don't suggest this one, and I did this risk when I was 17, because obviously, the internet world can be a little bit scary. Like a risk I did to overcome my social anxiety as an extrovert was one time I was 17 and I was talking to an online friend that I met through another friend from school, and I went all the way to his house for a little movie night that I went to. So so my advice to you is take any risk, to not literally any, but you get my point. A risk that you're comfortable doing to socialize with people and to have a chance to make a friend. So my second tip would be is um say hello back and say any nice comment like, hey, I like your shirt. Hey, I love how you did your makeup. Hey, I'm loving those nails. Oh, those boots are beautiful. Anything, literally anything. When it comes to a person's appearance, a nice comment will make their day, honestly. And I say, and so say a cute little comment. Because let me tell you something, you guys. I remember when I was younger, um, I never, I would never really say hello to people out in public that are from people that I know from school, because I was always so scared. I would always tell myself, it's like, oh, why do you waste your time to be around me? It's like, I don't even like you, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, just say something cute. My third tip would be have some type of relief with you. I'm that kind of person that my biggest relief when I go through a panic attack or through any through any anxiety emotion, whether it's a social anxiety like in this case or not, would have to be like, for me it would just be water or my headphones and play some music, and that would calm me down. So have some find it your ritual or your relief or whatnot, so you can calm yourself down. So my fourth tip would have to be is build a relationship with people, like be nice and like, say hi or whatnot, or go up to them like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah. But please don't get attached to them immediately, because let me tell you something. I've done that before. Like, I would give away my love to people, and at the end of the day, the one who got really hurt and backstabbed was me. So so don't get attached to people at first sight. They need to earn their love. They need to earn your love, so you can be that nice to them, okay? Capiche? You listened? So hear that advice from me. So my fifth one would have to be is do not set any expectations for anyone. Like, just because someone presents themselves in a certain way, you need to remember that us human beings, we have different emotions, and we can all act really different in really weirder ways. And so don't set any expectations for anyone. Like, and also let me tell you something, you guys. Um, if someone lies to you all the time, like, and the only good excuse that they have is, oh, I work. Forget about that person. Cause let me tell you something. I've I've gone on Snapchat before, on Instagram, and when I would try to like hang out with someone or whatnot, they, it's sad and hilarious and funny how stupid people really are, because there's some people that literally the only excuse that they would tell me is, oh, Juan, I work, Juan, I work, Juan, I work. They're not even creative enough to at least say it's like, oh, I was in the hospital, or I'm in a family gathering, or oh, I'm in Texas, I'm in California, I'm in Arizona. Like, they're not even creative enough to do that. And they would just say, I work, I work, I work. And then yet, a few days later on my Snapchat, or 2 or 3 weeks later, I would see that person, eating Dairy Queen with so and so, or at a Mexican restaurant with their actual buddies. So you guys just forget about that person, okay? So also, yeah, so also remember to not act too nice to people. That's the sixth one. That, like, you can be nice, but like, don't be so nice to a point that that person can easily manipulate you, okay? Or that person can literally throw a table at you or whatnot, because that has happened to me countless of times. And let me tell you guys, I was so stupid enough to let that happen to me. And my seventh one is, and it's sad and hilarious at the same time, how many people my age, or throughout my whole generation in general, they don't they don't know how to do this. But please stand your ground. Always stand your ground, and don't take anyone's garbage. Don't like, grow up. Like, literally, what I mean of grow up is like, uh is like, just don't be so childish. Don't make up excuses, because let me tell you something. If you really want to do something, you find a way. Like, if you really like, also another message to you guys is that if you really care about someone, like, you would make the time and would squeeze the time within your busy schedule to meet up with that person. Because let me tell you something, the I work excuse is not always valid. Because you want to know why? It is illegal, and here in the United States, to work every single day of your life. And that's impossible. No other workplace I've ever heard of in my life, from what I know of, from all of those places that I would know that that people in general would work at, would work every single day of their lives. That is impossible. So that whole I work excuse, like, just don't cut it, because it ain't valid. So also, and the eighth tip would have to be, always know any red flag that can occur, and talk about it to the talk talk about it, and don't let anything continue until it's solved. So if you notice any red flags that you have with people that have been triggering into your social anxiety, like, either just cut them off or talk about it. It's simple as that. Um because like, if you're that kind of person that, like, you notice that, like, so and so hasn't texted you for weeks or even months or whatnot, like, just cut them off. Like, simple. Like, but because, like I said, if someone really does love you and care about you, they take the time to just squeeze in. It doesn't necessarily have to be every day, like, at least once, minimum once in every 2 weeks. You get me? So yeah. Also, the ninth tip that I have for you guys is, um try not to be picky when with people. When you build a friendship with people, look, you can be selective, but at the same time, don't be super picky, because I would have to say this is one of the biggest errors I've ever done in my life, that I would always be super picky. And a perfect example would be, I remember that there's this good friend of mine that in high school, and that this very good friend of mine from high school, that I met him in an elective class, and I'm not gonna say his name. Yeah. So so the point was is that I met him in like in like I think it was in like a foreign language class. So I remember when I would have him for that foreign language class, how we would sit in alphabetical order. Like I remember the first few weeks of school we would sit in alphabetical order. My last name would obviously be an A and his would be a C. So the desk were like there would be desk here, there would be desk at the other side. It would be facing face to face, and then on the side it would be the board, and then at the other end would be the door. So I remember my last name would be an A, so like in my row there would be the letter A's here, and then there would be one kid with the letter B, but then I think he dropped out of high school, and then he would be around here in the second row where the C's are. So I remember about was sitting at the very end, and then he was sitting at the very end. How he that this kid would try to talk to me or whatnot. Like he was like, "Hey, how's your day?" Blah blah blah, and then I would look at him like a weirdo, like, "Oh, why are you talking to me?" Blah 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 blah. But but then I started to get to know him, and then I was telling myself, it's like, "Oh, Juan, you just need to stop rejecting people or being so picky with people." It's like, I get it, you went through really bad friendships, but give yourself a break and like try to meet this person. So I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And then like our friendship went so well that we would laugh, we would talk about everything, and I still even talk to him to this day. And then when he comes down, he no longer lives in Miami, but when he comes down to visit to Miami, he always lets me know, and we're doing fun stuff together. I drive around basically all over South Florida with him, and we have a good time. And I don't regret it at all. I'm glad that he was. I'm really thankful for that friendship I have with him, and that he was always su- um super pushy and try to get to know me, and he knew that there was a light in my heart, that I'm not a bad person at all. Like he knew that there was this very special golden heart and this light in my heart, to be able to expand and build the friendship. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my biggest advice. Like, don't be super picky with when you're building a friendship, or why not. You can be selective, because I'm still selective regardless, but like, just don't be super picky at the same time, because that moment hit me, and I'm really thankful, and I cherish that friendship so much, because um with him, with that friend of mine, like even till this day, we might not live in the same city anymore. Like we would like exchange packages and all that good stuff. So that really hit me to home. So just try not to be that picky with someone, and when you have someone like that, um that they might seem like very pushy, that they want to get to know you or whatnot, and weren't doing anything bad to you, and they were just like trying to talk to you, like, "Hey," and always giving you a smile. And it's like this is, and like just talking to you or whatnot. Just go for it, uh because as you're getting to know the person, you're really seeing what kind of person they are, and in this case, he's an amazing person. So that's the ninth tip. And for the 10th tip, for the very last tip that I have, is don't let any past experience haunt you. And what I mean by when I mean like haunt you, is like, don't let it like control you or whatnot, because I'm that kind of person. In my case, you guys, this is the thing about me, you guys, is that I have this problem that I remember everything. I'm like an encyclopedia. Like, um I remember basically almost every little thing that had happened in my life. You know what I usually do? so I don't let it control me, and so I can like move on. What I sometimes do, and I do this a lot because I love to write, and if I could, I would I would contact like a writing corporation and start already writing like my first few books. And but the point is that like what I would do is that I would go on Microsoft Word, or usually I would type it, because the thing is when I would write it by hand, like after a while my hand would get tired, and then I remember that I would get all like the ink of the pen on my fingers, or the um or like the ash of the pen on my fingers as well. So what I would do is that I would write. And the crazy thing is that I remember things so vividly that I even write 9 or sometimes even to 10 pages, because I've actually written not that long ago through I've actually written how um how I ended a really terrible friendship of mine, and for me to be able to like calm down and forget and move on with my life or whatnot, what I did is that I I typed 10 pages, and the story ended up being 5,000 page wait, not pages, like 5,500 words long, and it was 10 pages both front and back. And so the thing is, I typed it, I printed it out, I stapled it, and then I put it in a special place that I have here. And this is what I call my little treasure chest, because not only I have stickers here and like my first driver's license and like IDs from the schools I went to, like this special box right here, I also leave my old writings and all the writings and all the writings that I would talk about my past life and stuff like that. So so I think it's crazy how like I just have to find a way to like basically store it into like my treasure chest, because I call this like my little treasure chest. So so even though like even though it's gone or whatnot, but like at the same time I'm that kind of person that I don't ever want to forget where I came from and how much I tumbled through. Um, and once I'm at the day where I'm super successful and independent, because like it really shows you how sometimes in life you go from nothing to something. So yeah. So so that's it for today's video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you until the next time. Bye bye.